Into the serious stuff now over the Champions League as we enter the last 16. That's right, the big boys are back from the league phase and they're joined by the winners of the playoffs. What am I talking about? We'll tell you all about it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today is all about the last 16. It's the first legs, and we'll get to those in a second. If you're new where you've been, smash your subscribe button. You want to subscribe for Champions League, Blackburn Rovers, World Football. We're going to all hear under one rooski. That's right, the big boys, they are back. Inter Milan, Bayern, Leverkusen, Liverpool, Arsenal, the big boys. That's right, I even said Arsenal in that. They're, of course, coming at you right here, right now. We'll get to those in a minute. Big shout out again. Make sure you subscribe. Your one-stop shop for Champions League is here. Also, shout out to the members and the Patreons, guys. You know who you are. What we're going to do now, though, is of course revisit those playoffs, second legs, who went through, all that kind of jazz. We'll showcase you those and update the Super Brew. Sit tight, hold on, away we go. Right then, folks, let's turn the clock back to last 16, or the playoffs, the second legs, and these were those. My predictions in the white, the real deal was in the black font there. Starting with the PSG coming out on top with a 7-0 win on the night against Brest. Cheeky, on with the 3-0 win. Meanwhile, Atalanta with a 2-0 win. That was my prediction against Club Bruges, but I got that one wrong. 3-1 winners it was for the Belgians. Meanwhile, Real Madrid with a 3-1 win over Manchester City on the night. I got that one spot on the nose. PSV with a 3-1 win over Juventus. I went with a 1-1 draw. Over onto the other side, Milan did draw with Feyenoord. I went with a 2-1 win. Bayern did draw with Celtic 1-1. I went with a 4-0 win. Borussia Dortmund with a 0-0 draw against Sporting. It was enough, though. I went with a 2-1 win. And Benfica with a 3-3 draw against Monaco. I went with a 2-0 win. Of course, what all that means, of course, we'll showcase you that in just a second. Quick look at the Super Brew then, shall we? O'Connor with a kick-ass 5.5 points haul there. Hans Worst, K7, and me in second spot. I'm taking the silver medal right here, right now. So at 2018 with Dream Marley, Xandus, and Clasherman with 3.5. They'll get the bronze. And then, of course, the rest of you guys need to up your stakes. Of course, the leaderboard, though, looks a little bit like this. Pim Predict still kicking ass and taking names. Yafa VMPP is in second, and Hans Worst is in third. I am all the way down to 6 right now, but hopefully can make a surge for the top bins. If you want to keep on doing the predictions, check out the link down below in the description. But we are now brought to this. These are the last 16, and we're going to these cracking matches. These 8 matches, they're going to take place over 2 legs. We've got PSV, Arsenal, we have Real Madrid up against Atletico Madrid. Bit of a bing-bong classic, that bad boy. We have PSG against Liverpool. What a spicy one that is. Bruges against Villa. Good chance for those guys, either of those guys, to get through to the quarterfinals. Then we have Benfica, Barcelona. We have Dortmund, Lille. We have Bayern, Leverkusen, a bit of a Bundesliga bad boy right there. And Feyenoord against Internazionale. So those are the games. We're going to start with a top trip to the Dutchlands, and this is, of course, PSV up against Arsenal, coming at you on Tuesday, the 4th of March at the Philips Stadium. PSV, managed by Peter Boas, coming into this, they finishing 14th in the league phase of this competition, and they've won twice in the last 6. Up against Arsenal, to Mikel Arteta, who finished in 3rd, 19 points for the campaign. They've just won once, though, in the last 4 matches in all competitions and all venues. They played 9 times since 2002. 2 wins PSV, 3 for Arsenal. There's been 4 draws, of course. Last time around, over at this very venue, it was a 1-1 draw over in the Dutchlands back in December 2023 Champions League group phase, way back when. Arsenal on the back of that 0-0 draw against Forest to make it back-to-back games without a goal, taking on, they're not in action this weekend, so they can focus on this. PSV, though, on the back of that 2-1 loss to Go Ahead Eagles in the KMV Becca semi-finals. They'll be taking on Go Ahead Eagles again this weekend for a bit of revenge in the league phase. The odds for this one, though, Arsenal 29-10 for the, PSV 29-10 for the victory. Even Stevens is your Arsenal, 27-10 is the draw here. I'm going with a 2-1 win for PSV. Yes, right, Arsenal taking a pinch and could be about to bottle it again. Let's go to Real Madrid up against Atletico. Spicy, very, very spicy, taking place over at the Santiago Bernabeu. Madrid under Carlo Ancelotti, they finished 11th in the table, 15 points for them. They're unbeaten in at least the last 7. Up against Atletico under Diego Simeone, they are unbeaten in the last 9. However, just won once in the last 4. A lot of those other games were draws. Finishing 5th in the old league phase of this one, picking up 18 points. They played Real Madrid 81 times since 1993, just winning 15 of them. Real Madrid winning 42. There's been 24 draws, including the last 3, and 2 of those last 3 were at this very venue. A 1-1 back in the start of this month. In fact, they also played each other this season at the Metropolitano. It was also a 1-1 draw. So the last 3 have ended up being draws, but Atletico have the last major victory over Real Madrid back in January 2024 in the round of 16 Coupe del Rey last season. Atletico on the back of that 4-4 thriller against Barcelona in the Coupe del Rey semi-final. They'll have to do a second leg on that one, it looks like. Meanwhile, whatever the heck that is. And then on the flip side, Real Madrid on the back of that 1 win over Sociedad. Again, just the other day. Madrid will take on Real Betis this weekend. Atletico will take on Bilbao in a spicy game over in La Liga. The odds for this one in a Madrid derby is 87 on is Real Madrid, 90-5 is the away win. And the draw is 11-4 here. I'm going with a 2-0 win. Real Madrid in their own backyard will step up the heat. That's right, for yet another title. Let's go to Paris then as PSG take on Liverpool. Of course, this match taking place on Wednesday, the 5th of March. Of course, coming out the Parc des Princes, PSG under Luis Enrique. They've won... what are they looking? I haven't lost in the last 21. They won at least 6 on the mount, so they are finishing 15th in the table. Up against Liverpool under John Hantinger will be in the dugout for this one. Arnie Slot, not there. They finished top of the pops, of course, 21 points for the campaign there. Unbeaten in at least the last 5. They played PSG twice since 2018. It's been 1-1 apiece. Of course, last time around over in France, it was a 2-1 win for PSG back in November 2018. Liverpool on the back of that 2-0 win over Newcastle, back-to-back clean sheets. They'll take on PSG next. Of course, no cup action for them. PSG taking on, they took on Brest last time around. What did they? It wasn't Brest, it was Stade Briochin in the quarterfinal of the Coupe de France. They won 7-0 there. In fact, 17 goals scored in the last 3 for PSG. They'll take on Lille this weekend over in Lille. The odds for this one, PSG 16-11, 7-4 is your Liverpool, 14-5 is the draw. Spicy one. Going to go with Liverpool on this one though. 2-1 win. They just look too good. At that moment, Bruges are up against against Aston Villa. This match on Tuesday, the 4th of March, coming out to the Jan Beerdal Stadium. Nicky Hayden, the coach there for Bruges, finishing 24th in the table, 11 points for the campaign, just 1 win though in the last 3. Up against Villa, coming into finishing in 8th in the league, 16 points for the campaign. They've won 2, they've lost 2, and they've drawn 2 over the last 6. They have played each other earlier in this campaign. It was a 1-0 win for Bruges in Belgium back in November. Bruges on the back of that 2-1 loss to Standard Liège in the Juniper League over in Belgium. Villa on the back of that 4-1 stuffing by Crystal Palace. They'll try to bounce back with a win, hopefully against Cardiff in the FA Cup. Club Brugge taking on Ghent in the Belgian top flight. The odds for this one then, Club Brugge 28-15, of course Villa 19-12, as the odds. 5-2 is the draw. Gonna go with a 1-1 on this one, which is a step in the right direction if you're a Villa fan, because they did lose last time around. Let's go to Benfica then, as they take on Barcelona coming at you on the 5th of March. Benfica, currently managed by Bruno Lage, finishing 16th in this league phase, unbeaten though in the last 8 games. Up against Barcelona under Hansi Flick, who haven't lost in the last 14. They're coming into this 92% form on the back of a draw. They did finish 2nd in this league phase, 19 points for them. They have played Benfica 7 times since 2006. 3 for Barcelona, 1 for Benfica. There's been 3 draws. Of course, this match taking place at the Estadio de la Sport Lisbona, Benfica. Coming at you last round at this very venue. Was in this competition. We had a 9-goal thriller. Benfica losing 5-4 to Barcelona back in January. Benfica on the back of a 1-0 win over Brugge in the Portuguese Cup quarter-finals. Barcelona with that 4-4 Bobby Dazzler against Bilbao in the Coupe del Rey. The odds for this one, what are we looking at? We're looking at Benfica 11-4 for the Ricci 2019 on is your Barcelona. 16-5 is the draw. I'm going with a 2-2 on this one. Just don't underestimate the Portuguese team, especially at home. Let's go Dortmund then, shall we? Up against Lille. Come at you over in Dortmund, the Signal and Dunda Park. Nico Kovac's boys, 10th at the table, 15 points for the season. That was, of course, in the league phase. They've won 3 over the last 6, coming into this on 58% form. Up against Lille under Bruno Gesino, finishing in 7th in the league phase. They've won 4 out of the last 6. They're coming into this on the back of a 2-1 win over Monaco. They'll be taking on PSG this weekend in the top flight there. Dortmund on the back of a 6-0 win over Union Berlin last weekend. They'll take on St. Pauli in what should be another victory for them in their Bundesliga. The odds for this one, 14-11 on is your Dortmund. Red hot favourites, 4-1 is your Lille. 29-10 is the draw. I think there's something about Dortmund in the Champions League. I think they will be able to navigate this one, and then they could set up a reunion with Hansi Flick there in the next leg if they were to get through. Of course, let's see how they get on the first leg. Meanwhile, the other 2 Germans are locking their horns over the Allianz Arena, commencing on Wednesday, the 5th of March. Vinny Kompany's Bayern finishing 12th in the league phase, unbeaten in at least the last 8 matches. They haven't lost any of the last 9 home. Up against Leverkusen under Xabi Alonso, who finished 6th, 16 points, and they haven't lost in the last 7. They played 73 times since 1992. 44 wins for Bayern. They got 16 wins for Leverkusen. There's been 13 draws. Last time around at this very venue, it was a 1-0 win for Leverkusen. That was this year in the DFB Pokal, round of 16. They already played each other. This will be they'll have played each other 5 times this season. The first was way back in September 2024 at this also very venue. It was a 1-1 draw. They just played each other in the league as well. 0-0 it was. at the Bay Arena. So Leverkusen are actually unbeaten against Bayern over the last 6. They've won 3 and they've drawn 3. They're coming into on the back of a 2-0 win of Holstein Kiel. That's Leverkusen. They've got 3 clean sheets on the spin. Bayern on the back of that 4-0 win over Frankfurt. They'll take on Stuttgart this weekend. Bayern, Leverkusen will take on Frankfurt this weekend. The odds for this one at Allianz Arena, the odds 50-13 on is your Bayern, 10-3 is your Leverkusen, 3-1 is the draw. Going with a sit on the fence here with a 1-1 draw. Second leg, all to play for. Hopefully, Leverkusen will do the number. And then finally, we go back to the Dutchlands. It's Feyenoord. It is Internationale coming at you at the Stadion Feyenoord. Feyenoord under Robin van Persie these days, 19th in the table for 13 points for the season. They're unbeaten in the last 5. Up against Inter, Simon Inzaghi, who finished 4th with these boys in the league phase, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Never played each other according to my data. Inter on the back of a 2-0 win over Lazio in the Coppa Italia quarter-finals. They'll be taking on Napoli. Spicy first versus second. Serie A crunch clash this weekend. Feyenoord on the back of that 2-1 win over Almere in this past week in the top flight there, taking on Nijmegen in their busy old schedule. The odds for this one, 92 is your final, 6-4 on is your Inter, 16-5 is the draw. Is there going to be a new manager bounce here for Feyenoord? I'm going with a 2-0 win, unfortunately. I think Inter are the dark horses to go the distance. That's my picks. Of course, don't forget to check your link down below if you want to get your predictions in, as we look forward to those. Until then, subscribe, smash the like. Until then, we are done for now.